Indigenous and peasant organizations have denounced the excessive violence that security forces have been using to repress the mobilizations, taking place in more than 40 locations across Colombia amid a nationwide agrarian strike.
While we have been holding peaceful mobilizations, we have been confronted with war responses. That's why we have urged the President to make peace with the social movements participating on this nationwide strike. There are over 100 people injured in almost every point where protests are taking place.
As the agrarian strike enters its fifth day, 3 indigenous people have been killed, 2 of them with live ammunition shot during clashes with security forces. 7 protesters have been arbitrarily detained, and 135 more have been injured as a result of the repression.
Also, in some areas where indigenous organizations are mobilizing, we have received pamphlets accusing us of being guerrillas and urging us to demobilize. This is a direct threat to the Colombian indigenous movement, and we strongly condemn those accusations and intimidations that are coming from paramilitary groups.
Members of the indigenous and peasant organizations mobilized in Bogota, condemning the violence and stigmatization from representatives of the government, including the Minister of Agriculture, who has said that the strike is infiltrated by guerrillas.
Unfortunately, the government insists on the same mechanisms of repression and the same script of criminalization. As a result, we already have protesters who have been murdered and dozens injured. If the only response continues to be repression, then the demonstrations are only going to increase.
Social and rural leaders made it clear that the repression won't prevent them from continuing to mobilize until the government agrees to negotiate with them over a different model for rural development and the economy.
We will continue our resistance in defense of life and our territories. We will continue to defend the legacy of our ancestors. Even if they kill 1 or 2 of us, many more will be born to keep alive the worth of our ancestors and the legacy that they have left us.
The spokespersons of the strike have demanded that the government open negotiations that must be led by the president himself. Natalia, Margarita, teleSUR, Bogota.